about a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement. Yeah, I lost my way, but I hear tell about a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement.
All right. Hi, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome and thanks for shooting in. Joining a fella here for another one, another live one, that is. Another live stream. New West Reset Live number 46. The New Year's celebration show. You know, a couple of days early, but you know, a guy figures you have better things to do on the New Year's Eve than, you know, hanging around here watching some Frankie Fingers, you know, Frankie Fingers up over here. So, well, you know, I mean, you're always welcome, of course, but I mean, come on. You gonna watch Frankie Fingers on New Year's Eve? I doubt.
So Tommy, where have you been, huh? I've been watching Newest Reset. Huh? Well, you know, it's Newest Reset. It's this thing on YouTube. He goes around, he does his boots on the ground thing. They'll tell you.
Say you care.
That said, thank you for joining me here tonight for the show. As mentioned, episode 46 here. And you know what? Nothing on the docket for the show per se. No topic or anything like that. Just I kind of figured, you know, for the new year, we would just I kind of roll out some channel news stuff that you're going to be seeing from the channel. Here, what's going on with the light and the camera, by the way, tonight? See that? It's doing weird things. Try something here. Hang on. Try something. Is that better? Nope. Didn't work one bit. Anyway, I don't know. It's distracting a guy. Anyway, stuff that's going to be coming up for the channel next year. You know, some projects I'm working on and things that are going to be going on around here. Do like a Q&A. You know, if you had any brain twisting questions for a fella, you could shoot it by me over here in the box. And, you know, we're just going to kind of have some fun. Going to kind of goof around, you know, which is basically what we do anyways around here. But yeah, shenanigans. Exactly. Just various shenanigans, goofy voices, mediocre celebrity impressions at best. Maybe we'll sing Old Lang Syne. I don't know. I've got some bubbly. I've got some bubbly for us right here. We'll crack this open in the show. You know, not right away. Maybe in a bit. But anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here for tonight. So happy New Year and belated Merry Christmas. Because we're right in that goofy time where we're past Christmas, but we haven't hit the New Year's Eve and then the New Year yet. But anyway, Where are we at? Well, it's Friday. It's 5 p.m. or just after 5 p.m. local time, mountain time, here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, southwestern Alberta. Beautiful today. Purdy, Alberta. It's still nice. It's still +2 Celsius. It was like, I don't know, right around just shy of 35 Fahrenheit. I mean, it's not blisteringly hot or anything, but it's it's nice. I think it went to 10 degrees Celsius today, which is around 50, roughly 50 Fahrenheit. And of course, we had our winter solstice there on December the 20th there, eh, Guy? So, the days are now starting to get longer. That's nice. It's nice. Very nice. So, yeah, thanks for joining me here on this Friday, December the 29th, 2023. As mentioned, just a frog's hair past 5 p.m. here. And if you're stumbling over your words like I am, give me a thumbs up. I don't know what that means. Say hello in the box. Who we got so far? Let's say hi to everybody. Awakening Soldier. Notification is on. They've never worked. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't work. Not very often, which is fun, right? That's why I go up the same day for my live streams every week, or at least 99.3% of the time. If I can't help it, then I might go up a day earlier or a day later. But that way you can pretty much guarantee, lock it and put it in your pocket and take it straight to the bank. That old Frankie at New West is going to be going live Friday. Roughly around this time, right? Around between 5 and 7 p.m. my time, mountain time. But yeah, they I know, it's brutal. Which is why I usually post in my community page tab thing here on the channel, as well as a reminder. But notifications don't work for that either. So there you go. But you made it. So thank you. Thank you. Logan Rothrods is listening in. Howdy, howdy. How's she going there, bud? How you doing? Jabberoo Joe in the box. Howdy, howdy. I got a surprise from old Jabberoo Joe a couple of days back that I'm going to share with you here as we get the ball rolling into the show. Very pleasant surprise. Very nice. Enjoyed it very much. Shared it with my buddy Chris over at Old World Explorations. Speaking of my buddies, there he is. There's Vincent. Cousin Vinny. Cousin Vinny. You can't have Frankie Fingers without Cousin Vinny.
So now you know what I'm talking about with the whole New West Reset thing.
No.
What?
No.
What I said about Frankie Fingers. That Frankie Fingers and New West Reset are the same.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that.
My pal Bill is here. William Powell's. Welcome. Thanks for shooting in. There you go. And then, of course, the queen of shenanigans around here in the box, Terry's here. Always great to see you, Terry. Thank you very much. Howdy, howdy. Tartarian prog rocker. Mr. Frankie. Hello, Mr. Frankie. Please, just Mr. Frankie is my father. Bernie, shout out to Crypto Alchemist, my fellow Calgarian Tartarian. That's a Targaryen, you see. It's hard to say, but easy to remember. Good to see you, Bernie. How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. M says, greetings from Ontario. Welcome, M. Ancient One in the box. Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for shooting in. Any big plans for the new year, everybody? Let me know in the chat, in the box. What's going on? Bit froggy. Bit froggy. Frankie Fingers from the Calgary. That's right. Frankie Fingers he's from the Calgary up over there. You see. Got Frankie Fingers up there in Calgary. So as mentioned, gonna go over some news coming up. By the way, do one of these for a fella. Helps to push me out into the algorithm a little bit. If you haven't yet subscribed, well, hell, if I haven't convinced you by now, then I never will. But perhaps take it under advisement. Place to stand, place to grow. Ontario. Love Ontario. She's beauty out there, Bod. For those of you that are new around here, I'm originally a Quebecer, born in Quebec, born in Montreal, Quebec. When I was 10 years old, my family pulled up the stakes and rolled up the tent and threw it in a 1976, I think it was, Pontiac Laurentian, pulling a 19-foot camping trailer, and we drove from Montreal to Calgary, Alberta. So I've been living here since 1980. I was 10, we moved here. But advantages, right? Because Canada's huge from coast to coast to coast, massive, right? So originally being from the East, spent a lot of time, of course, in and around Quebec, Ontario, a little bit in the Manitoba there too, eh, Bod? And then, of course, over in some of the Maritimes, Newfoundland, Labrador. In fact, the only places I haven't been in Canada are Yukon and Nunavut. Some of them, they're northern territories. But, living here in Alberta now, I've been to BC and Saskatchewan and up into northern Alberta, up into the Northwest Territories. Of course, over on the Vancouver Island and some of the other little islands around there, on fishing excursions. A guy likes to be outdoorsy, eh? So I'll do a little fishing. Some camping, some hiking. Canada's great for that. If you're outdoorsy, right, you'd like to get some seclusion and solitude, you can go up the mountains or the lake country or whatever and do some camping or hiking. And of course, the further you drive, less people there'll be, but it doesn't really take long. Because most Canadians live within a couple hundred miles of the U.S. border, in and around the Great Lakes, and then along the East Coast and the West Coast. So, you drive 2 hours out of Toronto, biggest city in Canada, and you're up in lake country, cottage country, and there's still a lot of people in the summer, but way less people. See, there you go. Terry says Ontario is her neighbor across Lake St. Clair. Yeah, that's right. We had, it was Expo 67. The Olympics, was it Expo 67? The Olympics were also 67, 68? But yeah. The big O, right? The Olympic Stadium. Montrealers start calling it the Big O, as in OWE, because they paid for that thing like 20 years after the Olympics were, the Winter Olympics were over. They were still paying for that darn thing. Guys are talking about the Game of Thrones. Never really got into that show because I don't have the streamings or the TV, like the cable or anything like that. So a couple of shows that my brother and I watch. So he finds them on the interwebs and sails the high seas of the video piracy. He puts it on a little stick and we plug it in and we watch it on the screen. And then when it's done, we deletes it, right? So there's a few shows, but I never really got into by the time I kind of heard about it and it was really going like second, third season, and then I was like, well, the guy's going to have to try to find multiple episodes of that thing. Forget it. I did watch that House of Dragon one, though, the spinoff of the Game of Thrones. That was enjoyable. I liked that. Used to watch that Vikings show, too, especially the first 2-3 seasons of that their Vikings show with Ragnar Lothbrok and all that. That was good. I like those historical based shows or like those fantasy based shows or movies. Stuff like the Lord of the Rings trilogy that Peter Jackson did back in the day. It was 20 years ago now. Still look fantastic. Just don't watch the Hobbit trilogy because that's just a big pile of dog dung. It was right around the same time, though. Expo 67, and when were the Winter Olympics in Montreal? I'm just going to look it up on the Kajugo machine here. When was Montreal Winter Olympics? 76. Oh, there we go. Okay, so nine years later. That was the where they for Expo 67 they wanted to get the new subway extended lines all done up in time, right? So there was from the diggings, from the tunnelings, supposedly, they were able to dump it into the St. Lawrence Seaway to create another little island, and that's where they had Expo. And then, of course, the subway system went to the island there as well. It was part of the whole unveiling of the new Metro subway system there in Montreal. Did the same thing here in Calgary for the Winter Olympics we had in, when was that, 86? I think it was 86. Yeah, 86. They wanted to have our train, our light rail transit train, all done up and finished and ready to go in time, which it was. Yeah, that's right. I should you know what? That's a good idea. Next Halloween, I'm going to go to one of those dollar stores and, because they always put up the cheap Halloween costumes, right? You can get the pirate hat there for like $2, maybe $3.50. I'm grabbing one of those. That's a great idea. Make him wear it every time he's downloading the shows. Or just watching. Maybe I'll get two and we'll put them on. We'll both wear them when we're watching the shows. That'd be hilarious. Oh, man. It's a good thing we live on the 4th floor of our building, because if anybody walked by and looked in the window, I'd be like, what is with these two special bastards in there with the pirate hats on? Watching because we don't even have a TV. We've got a projector television with a big screen. Right? So it's a big, massive screen. So it would be absolutely ridiculous. Oh, it was Summer Olympics. See, you guys all baffled. Okay, there we go. 76 Olympics, summer. Okay, thank you. So they had the Expo in 67, the Summer Olympics in 76. I just assumed Canada had winter, that it'd be Winter Olympics. See, I even as a Canadian, I'm just assuming it would be Winter Olympics because it's Canada. Good to see you, by the way. Thank you. Thanks for shooting it. And early Happy New Year to all of you. Once again, Frankie here, New West Reset, and it's New West Reset Live, episode 46, the New Year show, New Year celebration show. Again, nothing tink, carved in stone. in terms of what's on the docket for the show, just free. You know what? It's New Year. Just free balling it. No real topic. Just going over what is going to be coming up next year on the show. Some projects I'm working on. Going to roll out something new that my good friend been working on. Our good friend. He's a friend of ours. You see, friend of yours? No, he's a friend of ours. Cousin Vinny worked on a huge project, so I'll be rolling that out here tonight. And again, subscriber Q&A. If you have any questions for me, just let me know in the box there. And, you know, just the usual shenanigans, goofiness. Toidle! Welcome, Toidle. Thanks for shooting in. Happy New Year to you. Bill says he likes that New West Reset show. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, the ski jumping is, I wonder who the first fool was that thought that up. You know, there's not nearly enough jagged fall to your death cliff faces on this ice and snow covered mountain. Let's build some wooden ramps so that instead of, you know, potentially falling to our deaths while we do ski jumps at, you know, 20 feet, we could do, you know, 100 feet, 100 feet. And whoever survives gets the gold, I guess. I mean, I'm not much of a skier. Never even done it in my life. So, you know, I just can't picture being at the top of a mountain on skis, looking down, going, we need more death-defying in this already death-defying activity that we're doing on this here mountain today. Let's build some ramps. But I guess it's the same mentality as when I was 8 years old, right? Building jumps for your bike, your banana seat bike, back in, you know, 1978. You know, because jumping off the curbs and stuff, it's only like, you know, 4 to 6 inch concrete curb, but it's nothing. About a 2-foot ramp. Stack some cinder blocks, put some plywood up on it, right in the middle of the road, by the way, in front of your house, you know. So every once in a while, mom or dad could come out and yell at you not to break your neck. If you fall off your bike and break your leg, don't come running to me. That's a direct quote from my mother. I'll say it again. If you fall off your bike and break your leg, don't come running to me. You know, because she warned me already. Love the wording of running with a broken leg. Yeah, exactly. You know, you do jumps on your bike. Yeah. Guess the same thing on the ski hill. So, you know, skateboard, right? Skateboarders, not enough to go into an empty swimming pool or whatever. No, they build these skate parks with these half pipe ramps. Those kids are nuts, man. Nuts. Bust your dang head open, man. What do you say we get into this here a little bit? I hope I don't. Hope it doesn't bloat it up all over the place and make a mess. But the guy's kind of prepared. You know, I was a Boy Scout, you see. So I'm prepared. I got a towel. Got some various paper towels, disposable, you know, towels, just in case this thing bubbles over all over the place. So put the foil off. It's just gonna hold it here while I turn the little cage thumb screw turn. Take the cage off. Point it away from your face as you remove the cage from the top of the bottle that holds the cork in place. You always want to hold things. There you go. Just remove that thing. Actually, what you really want to do is point it directly at your eye, and then shake the hell out of it. That's what you really want to do. You want to right at your eye, whatever eye you favor. By the way, right? Like your microscope eye, right? Like not your winking eye, your microscope eye, the eye you keep open when you're looking through a microscope, or looking through, maybe you're a hunter like me. Maybe it's your scope eye. Point it right in your good scope eye. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1.5. Oh, there, yeah. Can you hear it? All over the floor. Fantastic. I knew it. I knew it. Boy Scout, be prepared. Towel immediately on the floor. It's a good thing here in the Frankie Finger Studios here, we have the hardwoods. The hardwood floors. Yeah, that's subtle. That is subtle mom humor. Tartarian Proud Rocker says, my dad didn't speak to my mom for 10 months. He didn't want to interrupt her. My dad always jokes that my mother is the only person that goes to the beach and then at the end of the day has a sunburnt tongue. Because of all the yapping, you see. God bless her. My mother, she's great. She's the best. It's, she's not even here to defend herself when I'm making fun of her. She'd be the first one to say it, though. She'd be like, yeah, I get it from my mother. And I'd be like, yeah, no kidding. Yeah. It's like a biblical thing, right? Like so-and-so begot so-and-so, we begot so-and-so. It's kind of like Nana begot the next Nana, that begot the next Nana, that begot the next Nana, right? Like my sister is a grandmother, so she's a Nana, right? She starts acting like a Nana now. The jabbering and the nobody getting a word in edgewise. Excuse me while I mop up some of this before I pour myself a glass. Because, it's the studio here. We've got electrical cords for the mics and the cameras and whatnots. Guy doesn't want to get chocolated here. Don't want to get chocolated. Maybe pickleated, but not chocolated. Don't knock anything over down here. Come on. Shenanigans. Oh, I bumped the camera. You okay there? You okay, folks? You all right there? Let me know in the chat if you fell over from me bumping the camera. Sorry. Almost as dangerous as skiing. And all the guy's doing was wiping up a mess he knew was going to happen. See, I should have done like the waiter guy, not the. I guess in the really fancy restaurants, it's not even the waiter, it's the steward, right? The wine and champagne steward. When he opens the champagne or the sparkling wine or whatever for you, right? He's got a beautiful white linen towel, right? Wrapped around the neck so that if it does, in fact, over bubble, then it's not going all over the floor. Like a freaking idiot. Like it's amateur hour here in the show. All right. I think that's good enough. It's good enough for the on-air cleaning session here at New West Reset, the show. All right. Wow. Gripping viewing for you here. Thank you for bearing with me. Whew, I need to smoke after that, eh? Don't smoke, by the way, good people. It's not healthy. Don't drink either, really. But, everything in moderation, including moderation. At least that's what my granddaddy told me. All right, here we go. Guys, can get himself a glass here. And... Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Oh. That looks very nice. Yes, there we are. It's a little it's not real champagne, right? It's sparkling sparkling beverage. So it's just been carbonated rather than the natural carbonation. So it's a little bit looks a little like a beer, but or like a guy urinated in somebody's glass, but nope, no, it's the sparkling stuff. But I mean, it's you know, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not spinning at all. Yeah, yeah. Cheers, black eye drinking. Sure. Yeah, that's basically what it is. You hit the nail right on the head, Jabberoo Joe. It's a Moy cork and a that's 50 ball. Yeah, basically. Don't shoot your eye out there, eh, bot? Oh man. Oh no, she's all good. She's all good. Guy's got a nice finish on that floor. It would take a lot to penetrate that several layers of stain and then sealer on there. The guy likes to put a high shine on his floor. It's just better in the long. Cheers, by the way. Happy New Year to you, all of you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Cheers, cheers. It just makes cleaning and maintaining it way easier in the long run, man. You put in a little bit of extra effort in the beginning, you save yourself a lot of blood, sweat, and tears later on down the old dusty trail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Did you speaking of NASA? Did you see that other buffoonery? I didn't even know what was going on until I checked out the UAP channel. But I guess SpaceX launched some rocket to it. Took all of like 20 minutes. It wasn't a big drawn out, drag 'em out thing. But, yeah, billions of dollars for that kind of stuff, and it's basically I don't know, big scam. Went to the moon. This is pretty much the only way to get to the moon, right here. Anyway, cheers to all of you. Thank you very much for shooting in once again, joining me here this evening. Appreciate it as always. Yeah, exactly. Not a space agency. Never a straight answer. Also, 7 layers of marine varnish. Varnish. Well, that's the only way to pace yourself. You got to quit drinking between drinks. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever you got to do, man, to help unwind, take it easy. Take it easy. Excuse me. Speaking of which, while I have a little sip of this. Right, obnoxiously close to your ear while I slurp and sip my beverage, and then smack my lips satisfactorily. Yeah. Oh yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Put that up here for now. Look, it's one of Jupiter's moons floating by. Yeah. Anyway, check out that UAP channel. He makes fun of that whole SpaceX launch for like an hour and a half. Goes on their website and just rips apart all the high definition video that they have of all the rockets, launching and stuff. It's hilarious. Man, he's so good at ripping NASA and SpaceX a new one. It's so funny. Anyway, enough promoting other people's channels for crying out loud. By the way, that doesn't mean anything. I don't know why I almost said that. I stopped myself, and then I ended up just saying it anyways. By the way, broadcasting simultaneously live, not only here on the HootTubes, but over on the BitChute, or the Rumbles, the fighting platform. But links for BitChute, Rumble, MeWe, my email all in the box below. You know, that there rectangular shaped description box. Because as per usual, not only now, but going into the new year, if you have any suggestions or topics or anything you want to forward to me for the show here, I try to keep it Canadian content. But, you know, if it's like super exciting or something really fantastical, if it's so good, it's beyond fantastical. Like, what's better than fantastical? Fantastical. If it's fantastical, you know, I might even use it on a show, even if it's not Canadian. I don't know. That's not a moon, that's a kidney stone. It's a potential kidney stone if a guy drinks too much of that stuff. Potentially a fatty liver cell or something. Old world spooky explorations in the box, formerly old world hamster wheel cranes. It's our friend Eric. Howdy, howdy. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. So without further ado, let's kind of get into this thing here. And, you know, I've been talking about this project that Vincent has worked on diligently. And I wanted to roll it out here for the new year on the New Year show. So let me share this here with you, because it's, first of all, it's a lot of hard work. So you got to give your tip of the hat and a hearty boy howdy to Vincent for this, because man. And he says, "Oh no, it's easy. It's just plug this, beep 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 boop bop boop beep boop bop boop beep, and it's done." I'm like, okay, easy for you to say. You know, you're talking to a guy that you know, knows about as much about computers as well, as NASA knows about going to the moon. Well, hey! Anyways, look at this baby. New West Reset. This is locations. Let me just... yeah. Make her a little bigger. There. So what Vincent has done here is he's taken... Oh, you can get that out of there. This is public too. Like, this is available to anybody. So I'll share the link in the description. And I will also post it in the box too, which I forgot to do. Let me do this first. Let me share this thing here. Beep, 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 boop. Seems awfully lengthy, but I think that's it. Should be it. Should work. Anyway, what he's done here is he's taken, you know, the map from the goggle machine of Canada land here, and he's gone to Alberta, Purdy, Alberta, down to Calgary, and he has put a little icon, a guy's little clock there, on every location that a fella has hit here in the city so far, and it links directly to the video. So, for example, when cousin Vinny and I went to Heritage Park and did a big walkabout tour of the big, well, it's like a living museum, sort of, I don't know, park. It's like an amusement park, set up like a 1900-ish prairie town, right? They got the old steam train in there. Anyways, we went in there. Well, boom, there's the video for it, right? And Bernie was in the box, right? So when Bernie and I went up to look at the famous Hart House, the famous wrestling family, the Hart House, and we did a mudflood walkabout tour around that place. Well, there it is, right there. So a big shout out and a big tip of the hat to Vincent for doing this. He's even linked up, like if it's if these were all in the same sort of neighborhood, or for example, when I did my warehouse district mudflood walkabout tour, each building is referenced here. So all of these would be, the same video. But if you want to say, what did he have to say about that old craft beer market building? Boy, there it is. So yeah, there you go. I didn't even realize, fella's been all over, all over the place here. Vincent's put a lot of hard work on this. And I just think it's for Sasquatch sightings, exactly what. Yeah, it's for Sasquatch sightings. Oh man, well we should have tried to get together this past summer, but you were busier than hell. You were, speaking of places all over the map. I mean, Bernie goes outside the city, right? So Bernie was all in like Medicine Hat area and had smashed in Buffalo Jump, like down in the southeast, southwest, and south central Alberta. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, all them places. But yeah, we got to do the Edworthy Park thing for sure. He says, yeah, the Buffalo. He dropped the Heritage Park marker right on the Buffalo rubbing stone. Yeah, check out the video for that. Oh man. Oh yeah, see, Vincent's hollering at me. Click on them. All right, let's find a rando here. Let's see. Kind of look over here. Place I haven't been in a while. In a whiles. Yeah, there we go. Let's click on this. Oh, look. Okay, so then this window pops open, right? So you get the name of the place, St. Mary's Parish Hall. That's the original name of the building. It's now the Alberta Ballet, I believe. Get the address there, and then boom, there's the link. It's the video is Old World Walking Tour of Rouleauville, which was the old French mission, French Catholic mission that was started here before Calgary was even here. It was like there was no town of Calgary here at all yet. They were the first ones here, supposedly. But yeah, then you click on that and beep, boop, boop, ding, ding, it takes you right to the video. It opens it up in a new tab, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. So thank you once again to Vincent in the box for all that hard work. Yeah, that Buffalo Rubbings. Yeah, see, it polished it down to a super high shine polished nub of a stone from the buffalo rubbing up against it. What about that one? What about that stone over there? Oh no, wind and millions of years of erosion did that one to that stone. But this one over here was the buffalo over a few hundred years. Wait, what? Yeah, this was very good. What do we got over here? Riverside School. Boom. See, there it is. Old World Schools, number 13, Riverside School. So yeah, this was a really, really great project. Vincent is much too modest. But to me, this looks like a lot of hard work. He says, hey, it's nothing. But I don't know, man. So you can see a fella has checked out some places in the city, some of them very, very interesting places, some of them that they've really converted the building umpteens of times, so it barely looks like what it used to. Repurposed and refacaded or brutal facaded. So yeah, link is in the chat. I'll share it once again, just for shits and giggles. The link is in the chat for that huge project. There it is right there. Boom. And I'll post that in the description box below after the show as well. So if you're tuning in after the fact, first of all, hello and welcome. Thank you. Secondly, then it'll be right down there for you. Oh man, yeah, no, that's just fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's kind of when you were like kind of binge watching the first small channel, right? Like 1,343 subscribers, I believe. At the time of this, something like that. Got hundreds of videos. It is very cool. I agree, Turtle. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, Eric's talking about UFOs. Yeah, they've been trying to get us warming up to the idea of it's like what do they call that? Predictive program. Trying to warm us up to the idea of shape shifting, interdimensional, time traveling, alien overlord lizard people coming to take over our planet from some far flung reaches of the universe or what have you. Well, they've been coming here for years. Look at the crop circles and the cattle mutilations and all the bum probing. Yeah, because that's what you do when you have such mind-bending technology that we can't even comprehend it. They can bend space and time or whatever the main story is to get these vast distances that they tell us. Just to, I don't know, look up our butts and mutilate our cattle and leave some cryptic messages in the wheat and cornfields. Get the hell out of here, man. Right? But basically, since, the Roswell incident over in Groom Lake there, Area 51, right? They've been trying to get us used to the little green men and the flying saucers. Then past presidents have talked about it in speeches. So didn't Reagan talk about that a couple of times in a couple of his speeches that, trying to roll out a one world government by saying, imagine how quickly we'd set aside our differences if there was some outside force invading our planet and we would all band together. Cheers, by the way. Happy New Year to you. Delicious. So they've been trying to warm us up to this idea. And I think that's going to be the next big false flag thing. Is they're going to try to trick us that we're being invaded by aliens by shutting down the interwebs and messing with our power grid and, I don't know, shining or beaming or not beaming or shining is not the right word, projecting holographic technology of spacecraft in the skies. Or I mean, I don't know exactly. I'm not a techie guy, so I don't know the ins and outs of how they would do it, but that's how they would do it. And then we'd all panic, and of course, good old boys like me would take aim up there with the old hunting rifle, the old deer rifle, take a couple of pop shots at them. Because they wouldn't really be there, but at least that's kind of one of the theories that I've heard floating around, and I could get on board with that. Definitely get on board with that theory. Eric, thank you very much for shooting in, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. It's always good to see you there, eh, bud? Says, wish you all the best. I'll leave you with this. I used to call it fate, but now I call it a story told. Very nice. Very nice. Bit of a wordsmith, that Eric. Oh, yeah. Truth is stranger than fiction, indeed. Indeed. Right, but they're going to get us all, panicking and running around like our hair's on fire. Fighting over toilet paper at the Piggly Wiggly or the Safeways. And all those knuckleheads that didn't prepare at all for anything, because you should always be prepared. You should be prepared for winter storms, like up here, right? Like I'm prepared for like a power outage from a winter storm. I'm prepared for I have to be evacuated because of a forest fire. There's a couple things that I prepare for where I live. I don't really prepare for earthquakes or volcano eruptions because that's not really the likelihood of that here in Calgary. Not going to happen, really. But forest fires, yep. Power outages because of winter snowstorms, yep. So you got to have plans, and you got to have some, non-perishable or extended shelf life food stores. Just in case, right? In case everybody out there who hasn't, you got a spare tire in the trunk of your car. Not because you want a flat, but in case you get a flat. Then you're prepared for that flat. You got a spare in the trunk, right? So you think of your long-term food storage as a spare tire for your pantry. So when all the normies are in the stores screaming and yelling because the Interact machine is down and they can't pay for their panic buying cans of Libby's beans and Charmin Ultra Soft toilet paper, you don't have to worry about trying to fight your way through those knuckleheads. You've already got her locked and loaded. I was trying to think of an alternate, but no, you're locked and loaded. That's accurate. Linda M.H. always gave me the creepies. Who's Linda M.H.? Sorry, I'm just glancing over at the what's going on with the chats there in the box. Just again, there's a Q&A here, so if you have any questions for me, maybe just type the the at New West, right? So that it highlights a guy's name. You know how to do that, right? In the chat, you just put the at symbol, right, like that, and you start typing in the first couple letters of a person's name, and it should pop up, and then you just click on it, and boom, it'll come up. Yeah, you gotta. Well, and that's the thing, really, is, and I don't really have a lot of the prepared kind of like mountain house type, in the Mylar bag prepared meals. I have more stuff so I can prepare my own meals for the most part. I do have some that all you got to do is, throw the bag in some boiling water, and it's good to go. But mostly I have a bunch of ingredients so that I can kind of vary to a certain small extent, just mix the ingredients around and it seems like a whole new meal kind of a thing. Yeah. Exactamundo. Hey, there he is. Old World Mi'kmaq in the box. To see you, my brother. Yes, indeed. Happy 2024 to all of you, or whatever year it really is. That's the funniest thing that I've heard all day, Bill. No, I don't know computers like you. I don't know jack diddly about computers. I was so terrified when I bought this computer that I'm using, right? It's a desktop, but it's new-ish. Bought it. Brand spanking new-ish. Well, it was new when I bought it, obviously, under warranty. I went to the to the store. I went to the Best Buy store, you see. And because I didn't know anything about computers at all, I knew what I wanted to use it for. So I knew what I didn't need. So at least I knew I wouldn't be taking, led down the garden path. A bunch of stuff I didn't need, paying for crap that I wouldn't use. But in terms of a lot of the lingo and stuff, man, I'm like, oh, when I walk into this computer department, these guys are going to see me coming a mile away, and they're just going to rake a guy over the coals, right? They're going to hang my feet to the fire. But no, I got this young fella, and he was totally, I'm like, look, man, I'm an old man, right? I'm going to use my computer, do some online banking, and check my emails. I got a YouTube channel, and I'm going to do some uploading of some videos, and I'm going to do the odd live stream. I'm not going to do any gaming on it. I'm not going to be doing any streaming of any TV shows or anything like that from any streaming platforms. Basically, I'm going to pay my electric bill on it and do my YouTube channel. I said, all right, you need this, and this, and you don't need that and that and that over there. Fantastic, kid. I mean, I did a little bit of research, right? And I had some familiarity, there's a fancy word for a feller, with the operating system with this desktop that I have, because it's a Hewlett Packard, and that was my old laptop that was starting to die on me, which is why I bought the desktop, because I was almost going to buy another new laptop. And I'm like, the battery overheats, and you'll never get this big power and speed with a laptop necessarily that you get with a desktop. Plus, I can boost up the stuff in the old tower, right? Just to take a few screws out, take the case off, and throw in newer or better or faster or bigger widgets, and I don't know, gerbils on wheels or whatever's running this thing and making it click and whir with all the flashing lights and magical buttons. And Bob's your uncle. Of course, I'll have to have my brother supervise me while I do that, because if I tried to replace any widgets or wonkies on this thing, I would burn the place down. Not just not just the studio here, not just the New West Studios. No, the entire building and potentially the entire block. It'd be like a cow kicking over a lantern around. Yeah. See, I got the desktop and monitor, the external speakers, what else? A mouse pad. What else did I get? Something else. All in for and the upgraded warranty. Why? Because most people figure that's a scam, and so do I to an extent. But because my confidence is not so great with the knowledge of these magic boxes, I thought it was only like an extra like $9 for an extra year warranty. And then I got the an additional antivirus program to install on it, and I think all of that, all in, I was like a G note. So, not bad. There it is. It's exactly right, Terry. That's why the fire trucks you hear in the background keep driving by. They're just kind of looking at me. Just wait, Frankie's booting up the computer. Yeah, we better be on standby. Well, the Calgary Fire Station number 2, I believe, was a block from where I work, and where I work is 7 blocks from my place here. So they're like 8 or 9 blocks away. So, for whenever the ambulance or the fire truck is required, they're coming out of there for like this whole neighborhood, right? So yeah, you usually hear them on the main road, which is a couple hundred yards out my window. Yep. Maybe they're just keeping an eye on me. They're like, we know he's about to do a live stream, boys. Let's let's polish up the pole and get ready to slide into the old trucks, because you never know. You just never know. Cheers to you, by the way, as I almost take out my background here. It's easy does it there now. Easy there. That a question. Because you can set it. You go to your settings. And you can set it so that I don't know, let's say you I don't know, let's say you're AFK. You're away from keyboard often, right? But you're working on something. Maybe you got something on the stove, but you got some time sensitive thing you're working on simultaneously. Like you're bopping between the kitchen and your computer. Yeah, you can set it, right? So that it goes into like kind of like a hibernation mode or like a holding pattern where your monitor just shuts down. You just shut it down. You don't have to worry about having goldfish swimming on it and all this crap. Whatever, So yeah, that's a good question. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, what are we looking at here? We've been rolling about an hour. So once again, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me here, Frankie, New West Reset and New West Reset Live 46. It's the New Year's show, the New Year's celebratory program here tonight. Nothing really in terms of any specific topic. Just chatting with everybody in the box. So thanks to everybody for shooting in. Appreciate it as always. And again, a reminder, broadcasting simultaneously on Rumble. Links for Rumble, MeWe, BitChute, and a fella's email down in the box below as well, as always. Once again, as a reminder, rolling out some products, or not products, some projects, excuse me, for the new year here on the show. And we've already looked at something here that's already been launched, but a guy was kind of keeping it under his hat. I wanted to roll it out here tonight. And this was a project that cousin Vincent in the box, working on very hard. And just share it one last time here, or another time here. Again, link in the chat for this as well. Boop, 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 boink. There it is. Anybody can go on this thing. It's just through the Google Maps on the goggle machine there. And he's gone into Calgary, and he's just every location. But yours truly, well, Frankie Fingers has waved his digits at. They're all in here. So you click on one, and it gives you the place, St. Stephen's Hall and Church, the address, if available, the date, the name of the vidya, St. Stephen's Hall and Church, and the link. And when you press on that, it opens up a new tab and takes you directly to the video. And then these yellow lines are when videos are linked together, or it was like a walkabout, like an hour-long walkabout video, or structures that I've taken a look at that are all in the same neighborhood. Maybe these were done like 2-3 videos in a row, kind of a thing. So they all kind of link together. It's really, really, really well done. It's easy, he says, but a guy like me, this would be like a mountainous task for a guy like me. But yeah, there you go. Look at that butte. The Lougheed House. Look at that butte. It's a thing of beauty right there. So link for that will be in the description. It's in the chat if you want to check it out. Really, really cool idea. Sage in the box. He says he's lurking. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for shooting in. Don't make anything. If you want, I can make the icon of your finger. Come on, man. No, I think it's perfect having the little clock. The little clock. It's kind of it's the avatar for the channel. It's in all my intro little videos and whatnots. So it's kind of like a guy's little branding, because that's what the YouTubes tells you. Tells you to because when you start off with a new channel, the YouTube before it starts screwing you over. Well, it doesn't if it likes what you're putting out there. If it doesn't like what you're putting out there, it'll generally let you put it out there, but it won't promote you, which is why channels like mine are very small, and we're constantly asking you, please just do this and leave a comment to let other people know, right? That's why you hear that on every freaking video every channel puts up. But anyway, they give you pointers to help you out with your channel, like, what hashtags to use and how to make a good thumbnail. And, my thumbnails are okay. I try not to be too clickbaity with my thumbnails because that drives me nuts. I watch lots of stuff. I subscribe to a lot of channels on YouTube. And if they use too many clickbaity thumbnails or titles, fella gets his dander up. Excuse me. Oh, it's so obnoxious when I do that. But it's delicious. Anyway. Yeah, sure, you can do the logo and then the fingers for additional additional content. Sure. Yeah, you just go to your you just click on the link there and it'll take you to Google Maps, and it's just done with from what I understand, anyways. That's what Vincent explained. It's just like it's a Google Maps. You can add in locations, and you can supposedly it's easy. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, see, I don't know about that. I've been around for like 3 years. I'm very small, and I get asked that question all the time. How come your channel isn't bigger? Like, your channel's a lot of fun. Your uploads of your boots on the ground are very interesting. I mean, let's face it, not all my boots on the ground videos are going to be these magnificent, giant old world structures. Some of them are just beautiful old, 2-story brick homes in a fancy part of town or something like that. But they're old world buildings, But it's enough where people aren't getting their notifications and stuff like that, right? And it is what it is, right? That's why you got to do what you got to do. You got to use hashtags, and you got to. That's 2 things that I've really tried to be very diligent with all my videos. Is I try to, even when I'm being kind of a jackass and using a bit of my sense of humor in the description box, I always fill out that description box. And sometimes I get into it with the trolls with that. Because they're like, what's this with that? And I'm like, well, did you read the description? Oh, you didn't, eh? Well, then why are you jumping up and down on my head? Right? Like here, for example, let me just share this one here. Present. Share screen. Boom. All right. So this video from about a month ago in the East Village, the St. Louis Hotel, that has some pavement lights in the front, by the way, on the sidewalk. But see, like the description here, right? Like a fella, you hit this more. Boy, and look at it. It opens it up. And it says, this lovely little hotel in the East Village is a nice surprise. Let's have a peek. 8th Avenue and 4th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Visit me at, and then a bunch of links. Right? And then my hashtags. So I try to put stuff in there. But every once in a while you get this, like I said, for lack of a better term, I'll just call them trolls. Right? And they try to hold your feet to the fire over something, and it's like, well, hang on a second there, Skippy. Not sure exactly what you're getting at. think it was actually recently, somebody was commenting underneath one of your comments. One of you had commented on my video, and then somebody commented on the video, but as a reply to your comment. I think it was Terry. It might have been either Terry or it may have been Danielle. It may have been Danielle. But anyway. And they're like, what does this video have to do with Tartaria? I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean Tartaria? There's nothing, like, as pertaining to this video in particular, where are you getting Tartaria from? Because there's nothing in the video or in the description or in the hashtags, right, that said anything about Tartaria. He was like, well, it says, because it said this and it says this. And I'm like, again, I ask you, where are you getting Tartaria from as pertaining to this video? And they were trying to get me on an aha, I think. They were trying to get you in a gotcha bitch kind of a moment. Where it's like, well, you put Tartaria in the title of your video, but there's nothing to do with it. But I didn't, you see, it's the thing. So he tried to get me in an aha moment, but there was no getting to get. If you see what I'm saying. I don't know. I asked him, did you read the description in the description box below the video? Well, there's some of that too. Like mudflood what? Yes, the algorithm is harsh. And YouTube's not the only one with an algorithm you got to contend with. Like it comes and goes and ebbs and flows, right? And what I've learned from my channel is I just let it grow naturally. It's fine. There's going to be peaks and valleys. I just maintain consistency, right? Every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Boom. Unless, again, to the high 99th percentile. Unless one off weird thing happens. But generally speaking, 99.3% of the time, you're going to get your video on Sunday. You're going to get your midweek vintage footage video on Wednesday, and you're going to get your live stream on the Friday. And consistency helps. And, like I said, when you're first starting a channel, like when I first did, like I kind of did what YouTube suggested. I'm like, well, then they would know. I mean, it's kind of the whole idea, right? So I use hashtags and stuff like that, but people try to rake you over the coals for hashtags. Right? So I got reset, mudflood, an old world in this hashtag about these auto trains. This one's not even released yet. But again, you click open the thing. It says small collection of quick clips, various trains, and some train yard footage from the 50s, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Oh, even down here, look, terms such as reset, mudflood, old world, and tartaria are used for ease of reference and research. Meaning, I've used reset, mudflood, old world, and if I talk about tartaria, I'll use hashtag tartaria. So if anybody else is researching these subjects, then my content will be included in that research. That's all that it means. Somebody's researching tartaria, and let's say in one of my live streams I mention tartaria or talk about it, or I have a guest on who's got some stuff that he wants to discuss about tartaria, then I'll put that in the hashtag. But yeah, he was trying to get me in a gotcha moment because he thought there was a tartaria hashtag in the title, but there wasn't. And I just told him, look, man, just read the description. So that's the other thing that's going to be going on here for the New Year's is I tend to, because I'm Canadian, so I tend to, my default setting is to be polite and kind, as you would assume, right? The Canadians, you Canadians are so nice up there, huh? You're so polite and kind, friendly and nice. So of course, as you would suspect, being Canadian, my default setting is to be polite and kind. But no matter how much I try to And that's why I inevitably use the term troll, because I try to answer the question. It's like, what are you talking about? This guy was just like hell bent on insisting that there was something to do with Tartaria in this one video. And I'm like, nope, there's nothing. So I don't know what you're getting at, buddy, but now you're starting to waste my time. So they've mistaken my kindness for weakness now. So now I'm done with that. Now I'm just either just going to ignore them. Instead of giving them benefit of the doubt, they're just either going to be ignored, or I'm just going to like let loose with both barrels, because it's ridiculous. And some of it, I think, going back to that that old video from a couple of months ago that I put up, where it was some old video from the 1950s from Nanaimo, British Columbia. And I hashtagged it, reset old world mud flood, but oh dear God, I accidentally hashtagged it Tartaria as well, because it's a preset, right? As soon as I upload a video, those hashtags are automatically in the title, and then I just fill in the rest, what I want. I just edit in and out what I need and don't need. So then, what's his name over there? I don't want anybody going over there and busting his balls over this, because it's kind of old news. But Static in the Attic, he got all upset, you see, because there was a hashtag Tartaria in the title of a video that obviously was from the 1950s. So I mean, he went bonk. He went off, right? He turned into some kind of one of those angry stand-up comedians like Bill Burr that just bashes people for laughs. And then everybody in the comments went off, right? And they made all these assumptions. Oh, these stupid millennials that are on TikTok, and then they think the 1950s was like so long ago. But and I'm like, you idiots! Like, I'm in my 50s, for crying out loud. But that's because they didn't click the more button underneath the video description and read the description. So even people that try to make others eat shit sandwiches for not doing their research can't be bothered to even do the minusculest amount of research by clicking the more button and reading the freaking description box, where everything would have been laid out there for you, just like you're a 2-year-old, and it's all in crayons. But you see, it's okay for Static in the Attic to try to promote his channel any way he can and call everybody else stupid. But when somebody else tries to promote their channel, he calls them a shill. Yeah, like I'm a shill. Like if they're investing in my small channel to shill for some kind of, I don't know what I'm shilling, but anyways, that's a shitty return on the investment. And I would think that anybody who's powerful and rich enough to pay off shills would choose more wisely than a channel that has 1,300 subscribers up in the middle of buttfuck Alberta, Canada. But it's okay for him to put his dog on his videos, even though he's not talking about dogs, because everybody thinks everybody's dog and cat in their videos is super cute. So it's okay for him to put dogs in his video, even though he might be talking about flying carpets or whatever. But if somebody accidentally puts Tartaria hashtag in the title of their video for something from the 1950s, oh my God, the entire world is going to shatter into a bazillion pieces. So, I'm that's one thing for sure, is I've changed my tune with the trolling, and I'm not going to default to being polite anymore. It's going to be more like,
are you retarded?
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't proper. That was very improper of me to use that phrase in that manner. That was not proper. That was incorrect. Let me try it again here and do it in a more proper manner.
Well, are you retarded?
That's better. That's much better. Yeah, and I mean, again, and don't go over there and bug him about any of this or whatever. Although some of you did in the comments to his video where he was making fun of me or whatever, which is fine. Look, I'm not butthurt. I don't care. I'm just making a point that video brought a lot of trolls over here, and people started busting my balls about stuff. And this was one guy that tried to get me in an aha, gotcha, bitch moment. But I'm like, like, no, there's nothing, because he tried to get me on the whole Tartaria thing again, and I'm like, no, there's nothing that even says Tartaria in reference to this video that you're commenting about. So if you would just practice what you preach and do your research and just click the more button on the description, and then use your ocular sphericals to actually read the words in the description, and then you'll be fine there. Okay, Sparky? So, it is what it is. Yeah, I can be bought off with gift cards. It doesn't even have to be Starbucks. It can be, Tim Hortons. Pretty much anywhere a guy can get a coffee and a donut. But yeah. No, there was a big Kush went over there and said, hey, Frankie's on the up and up. Like, he's a good guy. He's got some good content. There's a couple of you that went over there or had content, because probably he subscribed to both. Hell, I subscribed to Static and Yannick. I don't have a problem with him personally. I just didn't like the fact that the video he did, he talks about doing your research, and he didn't even do enough research to read the freaking description, or even just click the about and go and check out my channel. Go, what's this freaking clown up to? Before letting loose, and then all those flying monkeys come over to me or whatever, right? And then they think they're smart, and I gotcha. No, you don't. No, you don't got me. Buzz off.
Well, are you retarded?
Don't go mess with Frankie Fingers, because something bad might happen. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? By the way, speaking of New Year and Frankie Fingers.
New West Reset, Frankie Fingers. Well, it's nice to be recognized over here. Happy New Year. That's a beautiful thing. Happy New Year to all of you out there.
I love the way you walk. I love the way you...
That's right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. What's this? Terry says, shill is a word I never want to hear again after this year. There's a lot of unaimed angst out there. Yeah, that's one of those sound bites, right? That people can use when they don't have an argument, as they can just throw an ad hominem at you. You're a shill, and that's when you've won the argument. When they resort to name calling, and then when you say, "Oh, well, you're resorting to name calling," like, do you have an argument? And then they say, "Oh, what's the matter? Are you butt hurt?" No, I'm 54 years old. Okay, some kid isn't going to get me butt hurt that easily. See what I'm saying? But people come over here, try to bust a guy's hump. Then let's just say, what's that old Alice Cooper song? No more Mr. Nice Guy. Not that I'm going to go over there and attack them. I'm just not going to default to the Canadian default setting of being polite. It's basically going to go tell them to kick rocks, go pound sand. Go pound sand, eh? Can have another sip of this here. A little sip. Doll. Is it doll? I'm not even sure, actually. Shilling, like, I guess, like a carnival barker, right? Like, you're just out there, like you're you'll just it's like a sellout. Like, you'll just promote whatever for whatever, Yeah, I'll promote your crappy peanut butter, even though it gave me the runs, as long as you give me like a check for $1,000 or whatever, right? That's shilling. Oh, you never heard that? Of course you heard that, eh? Oh, come on there, eh? You, Canadian default setting is nice. We're nice. We're polite. Yeah, I'll go to Canadian default setting hockey version, where you get jerseyed and you get about 6 shots to the noggin. Because that's how you got to do it sometimes. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it. So what else is going on? I made mention of this at the top of the show, and I want to roll that out here now first, and then we're going to take a quick break here, and I'll give you a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek vintage video for this coming Wednesday. But before I do that, I received, speaking of links below, emails and all that, I received an email that had a very kind, very creative gift in that email that I want to share with you. And he's in the box right now. Just scrolling to see where did he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Jabberoo Joe. Aren't you worried about back of hand recognition software? Oh, man. I am now. I am now. But that fella there, with a good sense of humor, sent me a very kind gift that I want to share with all of you. This thing's great. Boop, 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 boop. Present. Share screen. And there we go. Look at this beauty, huh? Volume 1, issue 1. 30 cents, still cheap. I love that. Old World Adventures with the Knuckleheads.
I'm frightfully sorry, old chap, but what on earth is a knucklehead?
Fantastic. Look at this guy with his top hat and his walking stick and his pantaloons and his spats and his kerchief. He's got some kind of medals or something on here. Monocle and his handlebar mustachioed son of a gun. Fantastic. And of course, you got to have Beaver in there with compass and his toque. Right, his what do you call it, beanie or wool hat? I think you call it in the U.S., but it's toque, eh? Toque. New West Reset. There's Frankie Fingers. Boom, there he is. There was a Bat 50 beer bottle there. That's hilarious. So yeah, this was great. Thank you very much, Jabberoo Joe. It was really, really cool. Enjoyed this immensely. I also forwarded the image in an email to Chris over at Old World Explorations. Of course, my partner with the Knucklehead show. So yeah, thank you. Very, very good. Very, very good. I really, really enjoyed it. It really cracked me up. Because as soon as I opened up the attachment, right, I'm like, what in the seb? And then I just started laughing. I just started laughing. Very good stuff. Well done. Very, very well done, Jabberoo Joe. Oh, you did? Oh, you sent him one as well. Oh, okay. That's great. I thought maybe you did, but I forwarded my version too, just in case.
I say, old chap.
Told you there's going to be goofy voices and mediocre celebrity impressions. Again, I don't mean to offend if you're English, right? I'm not making fun of the British accent or anything. I just can't do accents very well. That's all. So I have to revert to the stereotypical, right? I know Scotsmen don't speak the way I do when I'm doing a Scottish accent. It's just saying, we do what we do. Kim Ray's in the box. Howdy, Kim Ray. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Welcome. Cheers. Cheers to you. Cheers to all of you. That's good. I think I'm going to top that up while we kick it over and give you a sneak peek at your midweek. Coming up here this Wednesday. Vintage footage. This one is Ottawa, and it's their old streetcar trolley system in Ottawa. This is some great footage. This is like super, super, super awesome. This is some of the best footage of streetcar trolleys that I've found in a long time. So how about rather than just continually blathering on about the darn thing, I give you a peek at that. It's from the 1950s, just over 5 minutes long. Take a little break here, and after that, we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, thank you very much for shooting in, joining a fella here for another one. Frankie, New West Reset, and this is New West Reset Live 46, episode 46. Huh, who would have thunk it? Done 46 of these things already? Get out of here. It's a New Year show, New Year celebration here. So, again, as a reminder, if you have any questions for me, let me know in the box here in the chat. Doing a Q&A. Don't really have any sort of topic at all for tonight. Just want to spend some time with you and ringing the new year. We're doing it a couple of nights early, but we're ringing the new year with you. Cheers to all of you. Happy New Year. That's lovely. Just lovely. Not much left in the what's that thing called? The bottle. There's not much left. There's not much left in the bottle. Getting pickleated. I'm just playing. Not really at all. But anyways, welcome. Thank you for shooting in and joining here. Kim Ray's here. Isabella Live 2.0 says Happy New Year. Trolley Man, yes, indeed. Yes, I did get that. Thank you. I'm going to share that. Toot sweet. Bill's here. Cousin Vinny. Zoom in on the hand tattoos. Oh, yeah, I missed that one. Sorry. Terry's in the house as well. Everybody's joining. You got like 12, 13 of you watching, so thank you. Really appreciate that. Give a thumbs up if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed. And again, links below for BitChute, MeWe, my email, and we're on the Rumbles right now live. So hello to everybody there at the Rumbles. Here Rumbles, there Rumbles. Anyway, good to see all of you here. Thank you very much. There's a question. New West Reset. What's your fave artifact in your collection? Like of all this stuff I always decorate the background with, I really love old cameras. And so those are my favorites out of all the old stuff that I have, the old records, like the old 78 records, that old Edison record. It's definitely the old cameras. I've got some old cameras from the 1890s. They don't work anymore, but they're just fascinating as just, I don't know, decorative pieces. I don't know. Stuff that I'm interested in, I'm going to put on shelves in my home as opposed to hanging up, I don't know, a poster of a whale or something. I don't, you know what I mean? Like if I was into butterflies, I would have butterfly statuettes, menagerie. I don't know. But no, I'm into crap, and the cameras definitely. Did I change my drink? No, I just topped it up a little bit. But, speaking of which, Mick, Stupid People Famous. Hello, there you are. I see you in the comments all the time. Welcome. I think I've seen you once or twice maybe on the live show, but good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Marit is here, hidden in plain sight. Fine little channel over there in the Netherlands. Cousin Vinny asking, did you get out to Ramsey? No, you know what I did instead was I worked on this project that I'm going to talk about here in a second or two. And keep your questions coming, by the way. Love them. Shoe size, favorite color. What's the craziest building I've ever seen in the city so far? If I've ever been arrested for trespassing. Whatever you like. Mostly. But I really appreciate all of you joining me here. What did you think of that video with the trolley, by the way, that from Ottawa? Speaking of trolley man. Yeah, besides there were no horses pulling, right? It's the horsey's gone, horse had the day off. I would agree with that, Terry. Yeah, we did get ripped off when they stole that tech from us, right? That mode of transportation. Smooth, quiet, efficient, safe, and they were used all over the world, all over the realm. In Europe, down under, yeah. Good day, mate. Crikey, from down under there. Isn't that weird? See, I told you there's going to be goofy voices and mediocre impressions here tonight on the show. So it's not just that they were a fair weather mode of transportation like we still see going in San Francisco, where it's fairly nice out, fairly consistent weather year round. No, they use those in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, up in Edmonton, here in Alberta, Canada. Like in the winter, that's fine. It really was fine. They just, move the snow or attach a plow to the front of those things, just like a steam locomotive or a train today. They attach plows on them, and there you go. Let's see what Jabberoo Joe sent us here. Shall we? Shall we? Dee-dee-dee. Where are we at here? Whoops. I did a thing wrong. Hold on now. There it is. Now we can share this thing. Let's see what cockamamie shenanigans he's cooked up now. These are great, by the way. Absolutely great. Volume 1, Issue 2. Still cheap at 30 cents. Old World Adventures with the Knuckleheads. Le Moulin Rouge. Ooh la la. Terrific with the beret and the freaking accordion. A Honer accordion too. Ah, there you go. Oh man, that's terrific. With the freaking dirty Frenchman mustache. Oh, that is so good. That's great. Thank you. Ah, yes, eh? This little picture there in the drum skin. Nice. Now, Honer makes very fine harmonicas as well. Is that like a... What's it? Those movies with Sylvester Stallone and excuse me, and all those tough guys, the indispensables, the invincibles, the what's it called? The untouchables? No, the unbelievables? No, the you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. That's what it looks like. It's got the let me you know what? Hold on. Let me ask Stallone here. Let me ask Stallone. Hey, Sly. No, just come here. Come up here to the mic. I'm just speaking to the mic. What was that movie that you were in with all those tough guys like Dolph Lundgren and like the Indispensables or whatever? Remember, when you guys were like mercenary guns for hire guys. You got to get up to the mic, Sly. Not that close. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Sly? Pretty good. So you're gonna. What was the name of that movie that you were in? It had, it was all you tough guys, but kind of older tough guys. Well, I've done a lot of movies, and yeah, but it was called like the Indispensables or the Indivisibles or something like that. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that movie. Yeah, that was a good one. Well, okay, you know what? Thanks, Sly. You've been absolutely zero help. So thanks. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year's and all the best for New Year's. So the Happy New Year, All right, thanks, Sly. Thanks. All right, see you later. Yeah, see you later. See you later, Sly. Thanks. Wow. Uh, that guy did not know what the hell he was talking about. He didn't even have an idea where he was. Okay, there's another guy who I remember who's from that movie. He's a British guy. He's kind of a martial artist guy. Jason, you know what? I think Jason Statham. You know what? I think I can get a hold of Jason here, but I think we might even have him here in the studio here. Hold on a second. Hey, Sly, is Jay over there? Jason. Yeah, can you just help me out here for a second? Hey, what's going on? Just please, I can't go through this again with the microphone thing. Can you please just come right up to the mic? Don't do like Stallone did. I just want to ask you a few questions. Yeah, right. You can ask me a few questions if you like. Yeah. Now, you did that movie, and it was like a really great action movie. Yeah, well, we did the Italian job there. I played Handsome Rob. No, not that one. It was another one that you did, where you were kind of like a gun for hire sort of a guy. What was the name of that one? It was something like the Unbendables or the Indigestibles or something like that. What was the name of that movie that you did? Right, you're talking about that one that driving in the cars real fast and all that. Yeah. That's the one. It's like you were an action guy, driving car transporter. No, it wasn't the transporter. You played like a tough guy, not like a driver guy. Oh, right. Snatch, yeah, that was the one. No, I don't know what's worse. You were Stallone. Oh, I did a movie with him once, yeah. Never, you know what? Never mind. Thank you. You were slightly more, but almost imperceptibly better help than Stallone. So thank you. Happy New Year to you, Jason Statham. Thank you. Yeah. Right. That's some raw, but yeah. I got it. Jeez. You take the time to arrange to have some big stars here in the studio. Just ask them a couple of questions. And one would have thought it would be easy. Bubkiss. Just trying to get a straight answer out of these clowns. Expendables, by the way. It finally got to me. It finally came to me. Expendables. I got Stallone here. I got Jason Statham here. And these chuckleheads can't even rattle off their own movies. Oh, heck, yeah. Team Heat in the house. Welcome, welcome. The underwhelmables. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Oh, hey Phil Henry. Welcome. Thank you. Well, how am I not cracking? I don't understand what you're talking about. I have no idea. Just trying to ask these pylons a couple of questions. Actually, you know what? I speaking of boxing, let's get Sly back in here for a second. I want to ask him a couple of questions about other movies. Hey, Sly, can you just come back in here for a sec? Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, Happy New Year. How you doing over here? Yeah, Happy New Year. We already went through all that. So how you doing? We went through all this. I just wanted to ask you one more question before I get you out of here. The Expendables. Are you kidding me? Now with the no, I want to ask you about some other movies. You might remember them, I hope. I don't know movies, Yeah. We went through all this. But you did a couple of movies that really. There was The Lords of Flatbush. What? It was early in your career. You did The Lords of Flatbush. You did with Henry Winkler. And then later on, of course, you did Rocky. Yeah, don't scream, Adrian, whatever you do. But you did Rocky, which was in Philly. Yeah, Rocky in Philadelphia. Rocky. I wrote it. Yeah, I know. You wrote it. You directed it. You starred in it. It was a great movie. It's still a great movie. It's a top 10 of all time movie. Nobody's going to dispute that here. Okay, Sly? But you also did this Lords of Flatbush. Right, I play like a greaser type. Yeah. But these movies that you did, they feature a lot of old world buildings. Did you ever notice any of this when you were on set, like between scenes, when you're just kind of, I don't know, over at the craft service table, or I don't know, over having a smoke or whatever, or trying to pick up some chick that's on the set, some extra, whatever you were doing over there, Storm. It's none of my business. Did you ever notice any of these old world buildings, like this stone and brick buildings with, these windows that are kind of like semi buried under the ground? They look like they're shooting down into the ground, is what a guy's asking me. Did you ever notice this before? Expendables. All right, thanks, Sly. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, all right. Yeah, okay. We'll see it. Thank you. Still on. Wow. I should have known better than to ask, I guess. Jabber Jostling, he's Sly. How come you cut Bullwinkle out of the Rocky series? Not that Rocky. Get the Rock. You got the wrong Rocky there, Jabber Joe. That's not that Rocky. You're thinking of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I'm talking about the boxing guy. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm not making fun of Sly. Well, I am, but I love him. I don't love him. I don't know him personally. Love his movies. I'm not taking anything away from Stallone, one of the greatest action heroes of all time. Super action hero star guy, action movie guy. Come on. How many franchises has that guy had? Right? You had the Rocky, you had the Rambo First Blood thing going on there, the Expendables franchise, and come on. Stop him with Normal Shoot franchise, and who can forget the Rhinestone Extended Universe? So, excellent work from Stallone. Apparently, he was so broke and hungry trying to get Rocky made, he sold his dog to buy food. Then when he finally got it made, he bought his dog back. You sold your dog, Stallone? Come on, man. Guys gotta eat, Yeah, cheers to you. Lords of Rattush. The Lords of Flatcush. He was in all of those movies. So once again, thank you very much for shooting in and joining me here. Frankie, New West Reset, the New West Reset Live, episode 46 here tonight, the New Year show. Celebrate New Year a couple of nights early. Not really any particular topic. Just chatting with all of you good people in the box. Bringing in the New Year with you a little early. So cheers to you and Happy New Year. Doing a Q&A with any of you, subscribers, viewers. I don't know. I hate those words. Friends, my friends in the box. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Got some mediocre celebrity guests impressions going on here. Goofy voices. We're having fun. It's New Year. It's New Year. You know, gotta have some fun for the New Year.
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year.
Ha 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 ha! Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks.
They often say Happy Christmas over in the UK, whereas we say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. But I think in the UK it's Happy Christmas and also Happy New Year. Very happy in the UK. At least they used to be. Don't have much to be happy about over there anymore. Not that it's much better here in Canada land, am I right? Bunch of clowns running the show here. Getting sick and tired of these fools. Oh, yeah, see, Turtle knows where it's at. Turtle knows where it's at. Cheers to you. Mutual mass. Cheers. Cheers. Sparking a fat earther. Nice. Nice. Now smoke them if you got them. Bullwinkle was smarter than Sly. Let me put a rabbit out of my head. That trick never works. I used to love that Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon. Come on, man. Boris and Natasha making big trouble for pesky moose and crazy squirrel. Right, Natasha? Dudley Do-Right riding his horse backwards. So there's your Canadian content right there with the mounted police there. Oh, it's beauty, eh? You gotta have your Canadian content up in there, eh, Bob? Did I? Oh my. It's amateur hour around here. Let's see. Just scrolling. How many suns do we have? Whew. That's a good question. I don't know. I would say 2, right? We have the sun that we can see, and then we have the what do they call that? What did Chris Cornell call it? The black hole sun, right? The dark star, the dog star, the black sun. I think isn't it supposed to be something like that? I don't know. I mean, there's one that I can see. Unless you're Luke Skywalker on Tatooine there, eh, bud? Then you got a couple there. What others? Still scrolling. It's a good question though. I mean, I've heard theories that those 2, right? Like the black hole sun or whatever you call it, and then our sun, the heavenly body, the luminary. The moon's a whole other thing. Yeesh. I don't even know what that is. They may have had something there when they said it's made of cheese. It could be, for all we know, for crying out loud. It's definitely not some dusty rock in the sky with craters on it. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, man. It's just weird. Scrolling. I'm not sure if I'm seeing any more questions that I missed. Oh, two. Okay. Inner Earths. Well, okay. Yeah. There's that too. I've heard that there is actually an inner Earth sun. I've also heard that the light in the inner Earth comes from bioluminescence. But maybe that's just not the deep inner Earth. Maybe that's just the sort of the closer to the surface inner Earth is the bioluminescence. But once you get in there nice and deep, like, then there's an actual sun, I guess, for like our sun in the sky, for lack of a better phrase, right? You know. Well, and then, I mean, let's suppose that the Earth is what people are calling flat, right? Because, I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's like the pictures we see of the ball Earth in space is all like a collage of photographs and filled in with, CGI and, shenanigans. It's shenanigans. On that we could agree. But whatever side of the fence you're on, I think is still open to the idea of a hollow Earth, right? Because even if it's flat like a pancake, for, again, want of a better phrase, I mean, it's going to be thick, and who knows what it's like on the bottom. Like the surface could be round when you're looking at it down bird's eye, and when you look at it profile, what we live on is flat. But underneath, it could be like an upside down Hershey's Kiss, is what a guy's saying, right? So you might have some hollow stuff down in that little tip, right? The taper, like at the beginning and end of your doo-doo, when you go doo-doo, the taper. There could still be some cavities and openness down in there. And then, at some point deep down in there could be like a big opening with a luminary in there. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I think both sides of that fence could subscribe to that theory as well, without getting into fisticuffs about that particular aspect of it. It could be hollow Earth, again, for want of a better phrase, in either school. Jabberoo Joe asked what my favorite proclamation is. Did I miss a bunch of stuff? Let me scroll up again. I'm sorry. My favorite proclamation. Wow. Not too knowledgeable on proclamations. There it is. Sorry about that, Jabberoo Joe. What's your favorite proclamation? I don't know. I'm not too familiar. Like, I guess I would ask you to not, like, what do you mean proclamations? Like papal bull type proclamations, or executive orders, presidential proclamations, or some guy planting his flag somewhere. It's like, I claim this in the name of Londinium or whatever, right? I don't know. excellent question because it's bending a guy's noodle. Because I don't really have a lot of knowledge in that. Oh, and look right underneath. So I just skipped over a whole bunch. Sorry about that. What's your ultimate destination for boots on the ground anywhere in the realm? Wow. Whew, that's a tough one. That's a pickle. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, exactly. The reservoir tip. That's exactly right. Wow. You hit the nail right on the head there, Terry. See what I did there? Ultimate boots on the ground. I mean, there would just be so many. There would be so fantastical, right? Like the pyramids of Giza, of course. I mean, who wouldn't say that? Even a normie would be like, "Look, what's a bucket list? Great tour trip you want to go on?" Like most people would say, "Oh man, I'd love to go to Egypt." Right? But any of the pyramids, really, anywhere in the realm would be fascinating. But I would have to say, actually, like old world Germany, like some of those old world German cities, right? Like before Germany, it was even called Germany, right? Like before, like what, 1860s, 1840s? Like there was no such thing as the country of Germany. That's the other funny thing is we always, at least here in the West, North America, right up in Canada, Nadia land, and down there in the good old US of A, God love you. I mean, we're taught that Europe is so old and ancient, and well, I mean, in some respects it is, but when you think of like a country like Germany, it's like 1840s, I think. And Canada's 1867. United States, 1776. I mean, it's, But yeah, definitely like in some of those old world cities in Germany, for sure. I guess that's sort of like east, and getting into like, like the Rhineland or whatever you call that. That sort of area. Team Heat says there's a certain type of artwork only the initiates are supposed to understand that depicts the realm we occupy accurately. Yes, yeah. But us profane, right? The ones without the gnosis, who have not shared the ancient mystery schools. Even the ones in some of these secret societies and brotherhoods, like our those clowns, Freemasons and all those bozos. The outer circles, right? The lower degrees and all that, they don't know either. It's only just, again, the innermost circle. And even I think they're not sharing all the knowledge and secrets. They're just shared what the next step is to keep going and going and going and going and trying to attain more and more and more knowledge. And I think it's almost a never-ending ascent for them, is like they like to try to do it. Yeah, bringing up the shape of the earth is like, talking politics around the dinner table. Yeah, just bring up politics during Thanksgiving dinner or something, right? What on earth, a kid? Queen Victoria. Oh, yes, go Queen Victoria. We are not amused. I say, we are not amused. Yes, those kinds of proclamations. That would be my favorite then, right there. Queen Victoria's proclamation that, I say, we are not amused. I don't even know if she actually ever said that, but there it is. I like to think she did, very often, by the expression on her face. Oh yeah, yeah, the vaults, yeah, the Vatican Library too. But the vaults, like for boots on the ground, yeah, all the catacombs and the vaults and stuff and the tunnels under there. Come on, man, come on. You could be under there for years. I'm sure that would be a great place to explore. But that's you see, that's why I kind of love exploring my own city because there's this strange duality going on with me doing boots on the ground in my own hometown here. Is that I know my city pretty well. In fact, I know my city very well. But I know it very well according to the official story of the city, the official history, and all of that sort of stuff. So I know where the older parts of town are to go and check out some of these old world buildings. And I know how they can try to trick us with burlesque facading and refacading old buildings and doing hinky stuff. But as well as I know the city, I'm still finding new stuff. Like I'll be on my way to a location where I know there's something, and I'll pass something. I'm like, wait a second, what's that right there? Like I didn't even know it was there, and I've lived here 43 years. So imagine multiplying that umpteen times for the entire world. You know, all of these choices of these amazing places. Because I'm still dumbfounded and baffled and bamboozled and befuddled about all the stuff that I'm seeing in my own hometown that I thought I knew so well. Eric Anthony in the box. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Welcome. Old World, Michigan, old friend. Howdy, welcome. Nice to see you. Neutral Mass asking, New West, what's your favorite channels? Similar subjects. Great question. I like, let's see, for boots on the ground channels, I like, and I still watch them, even though I've watched them all, but I like Streets of Tartaria. And I've still got to give a shout out to Caleb at Streets for helping to inspire me to start a channel, because I was seeing stuff in these little towns that he was bebopping all over the place there in Utah. I'm like, wait a second, that looks like just down the street from me, but that exact same looking building. And it has funny little windows like that too. So I'd go and check it out. And I got tired of just checking it out and trying to tell my friends, look at this crazy stuff, you know? So I basically started the channel to encourage people to do the same in their own cities or towns. I like autodidactic in terms of just a broad range of subjects, everything from resets and mudfloods, like stuff that I cover on my channel. Also just exploring all kinds of stuff, you know, and he's not necessarily committed to or trying to convince anybody of any one thing. He's just opening up his chats and his live streams to all kinds of topics of discussion that are just, again, speaking of Gnostic or Gnosis, are just different points of interest, you know, different, he'll have guests on that their area of expertise or their wheelhouse is something completely different. So it's really interesting. I got to give a shout out to a friend of mine who has an excellent boots on the ground channel, and that's Dave Ebony. And he's over in England. He's in the UK. But he also inspired me to basically start uploading boots on the ground content. It was basically Caleb at Streets, and who I communicated with, and he encouraged me, gave me some ideas and some pointers. But Dave's sort of style of how he approaches and shoots an area when he does his boots on the ground is, I'm not even gonna lie, I just copy it. He approaches an area with a nice wide shot and kind of says where he is and what we're going to look at. And then he does a looky-loo walk around the building, exploring stuff basically as he's filming it. He doesn't really have a pre-look because he wants to have genuine reactions to what he's seeing and genuine interpretations on the spot of what he's seeing. And that invites, I think, more discussion in the comments too, because it's a lot more off the cuff. Anyways, I'll post the link for Dave's channel in the chat. But yeah, Dave Ebony. And I mean, he's seeing fantastic stuff because, over in England, right? There's churches there that were built in 1400, they say, or what have you. So, oftentimes he'll agree with the build date. He'll say, yeah, okay, they're saying this was built in the 1400s and it took 40 years to build. Okay, I can go along with that. But that building over there, they said they built it in 15 months and it was built in, 1892. But then he takes you around the building and you can see where the front was facaded, but the back is older and it's, mud flood, and it's amazing. What other channels? Well, of course, I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Chris, Old World Exploration. I like Lucius Aurelian over in the Restitutor Orbis there. Lucius, he's got great content. My buddy Bernie is another live stream. Bernie mixes it up. He does boots on the ground. That's Crypto Alchemist. And Burn Eye, Mine's Third Eye, the science guy without the bow tie. He covers a broad spectrum too. He'll do boots on the ground, but he does live streams and he'll have guests and he'll talk about like what we talked about here earlier with, supposed UFOs and what could that really be, and like all kinds of stuff. Plus he has his science experiments where he messes around with monatomics and stuff like that. Stuff that if a fella like me tried it, again, burned down my whole neighborhood. Like a cow kicking over a lantern, people. Yeah, those are kind of some of my favorite channels. Plus, if you go to my channel's homepage, I think I list all my channels I subscribe to over there. I believe, pretty sure. Well, it doesn't have those anymore. It doesn't list it's weird. You used to list the channels that you subscribe to, but YouTube changes stuff so often now. Who could keep track? Yeah, I have Kairos finds good stuff. I mean, there's so many great channels out there. I mean, you can't watch them all, right? There's so many great live streams out there. Martin over at Flat Earth British and all of his subsidiary channels. He does great stuff over there too. There's so many, big and small. Do you have a favorite mud flood building? That's a great question. Locally locally, my favorite building that I've hit here is the SAIT building, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology building. That's up on a big hill that was built pre-streetcar line. So it would have been hard to get all the building supplies, the bricks and the sandstone all the way up there to build the thing in right around 1910-ish. Not to say it couldn't have been done, but it would have been a monumental task. And there's a lot of underground parts of that original old structure. It's very suspicious to me. So that's my favorite local building. As far as like realm wide, wow, that's really tough. I think it's the simple ones tend to have the simplest ones tend to have the loudest voices. Like earlier on, some of the photographs we were seeing of Russia, where they were digging up the road, and you can clearly see the line where the sidewalk was, and you see the main entrance, which is now like 9 feet above this trench that they've dug, and there's windows and doors. And we've all seen that photo, right? It's kind of taken from a diagonal shot looking up the street. Excuse me. And, there's still glass in the windows. There's still doors and door frames with door handles on them. And you're like, what the F? Like what? It's, Or the photo of in Paris there when they were doing some renovation work to some of the foundations to some of those old buildings in Paris, and they dug that giant hole, that big giant pit that was whatever that was, 50 or 60 feet deep or whatever it was, or even deeper. I can't remember. But I mean, that says it all right there. Just scrolling through here. Sorry, excuse me. Dead air, dead air. Say something. Say something, say something. I think I saw Headley Man popping in there. He is. There's Headley Man BC. Howdy. Howdy, neighbor. Welcome. Yes, give a like. Thank you. Thank you. And don't forget to check me out on the Rumble and the BitChute. Something funny's going on in BitChute over there, by the way, too. Normally my videos there get between 100 and 200 views within about a week or two. And the last few have been like in the 30s or 50s. But I'm still gaining viewers over there, like people subscribing. So I don't know. It's weird. Do they have some kind of hanky algorithm going on BitChute and Rumble too? Because I've noticed, and it was pretty consistent. So I don't know what's going on. YouTube for me has always been up and down, up and down. You just got to ride it out and be patient. And like I said, just do your thing, and if people enjoy it, they'll come and they'll stick around. And if not, then it is what it is. You know, because I get emails all the time. Hey, I can help boost your channel. You know, and you got to buy these bot subscribers. So all of a sudden your channel has got like 30,000 subscribers in a matter of days. But it's all bots, and it's not people. It's not good folks like you in the box that I can chat with. At least not have any kind of they could have that surface fake bot chat, but that's stupid. You can spot that a mile away. They're getting better, but well, and that's the thing too, isn't it, Bill? You kind of because the notifications don't always work. So you don't always get notified from a channel. So then after a while, if it's not top of mind, then you just kind of forget, right? That's why I always just go right to my, on the side panel, I open it up and where it says subscriptions, I click on it. And then all the uploads from all the channels that I've subscribed to, just they pop up on that one page. It's by day and it's most recent to oldest. And you can scroll through to previous day, previous week. Then I just click on watch later, watch later, watch later, and I create a watch later list, and then I watch that. Because I don't get any notifications. I even started a fake dummy channel here on the HooTubes and subscribed to this channel, my New West Reset, to see if I would get notifications. No, nothing. So, it is what it is. It's all fine. Oh, yeah. Oof, yes. Terry and Team Heat talking about the Parliamentary Library in Ottawa. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, just a whole other level. Plus, there are tunnels and all that under those too. And some of which are fairly common knowledge because people have gone to explore them now and they've been sealed off. And it's like, oh, man. Any kind of catacombs and stuff like that would be incredible to explore. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those. Yeah, on the Knuckleheads, we did an episode on the railway hotels. They're castles. I mean, they're just like absolutely massive castles. Unbelievable. You should go walk around inside there. Inside. The lions. Yeah, I gotta go back and look at the. I'm definitely gonna go back once the weather is a little bit more consistent. It's not muddy. I want to go up that hill and look at that lion that they've set up in that park up there too, because they removed some of the lions from that Center Street Bridge, right? It's saying the second Great Fire of Calgary was started by one Frankie Fingers back in 2024. Yeah, whoops. Old World Mi'kmaq. Yeah. Throw your chat. If you got a channel, throw your link up in the chat in the box there, people. Be shy. Because I don't even know sometimes, right? Like I've just subbed to Old World Mi'kmaq because I mean, obviously he's got a channel. He's here in the box. He's commenting. He's always paying us a visit. But I didn't realize that he actually had content there on his channel. So boom, subscribe. Just the other day I did that too because I didn't realize. In fact, it was Dragon Sage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the old Winnipeg City Hall is a doozy. It looks like it belongs in, like, I don't know, Bavaria or, you know what I mean? Or like one of those old stand countries like Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan. You know what I'm saying? Just scrolling through the chat here. Sorry about the dead air. Oh yeah, Sate's. Oh yeah, we should go. Yeah, we should go look in Sate. Actually, it's a good idea. Well, there's definitely a lot. There's like 3 places that I should and have been meaning to do follow-up videos on, and 2 of them were old churches that I was invited to come back because when I initially did the mudflood walkabout video for it, it was during the COVID, the coof, you know, that. So, you know, they weren't letting people in and you had to have a mask and then I'm like, get the hell out. They said, you know, after, you know, come back, we'll give you a tour. So one of them is an old church, which is now the Calgary Opera, not the performing hall, but sort of like where it's their rehearsal hall and it's sort of where they keep their costumes and yada yada. And the other one's that old church, Vince, that's on 7th Avenue where the train runs, that still has the old pipe organ in it. And one place I was invited to go back, and I did go back, was that speakeasy underneath the Grain Exchange building, that hidden that hidden basement floor or whatever under that building. But yeah, definitely the inside of Sate, although I don't know how much poking around. I've looked online to see if, you know, to try to verify if there's tunnels under there. And I mean, apparently there's modern tunnels going from some of the, you know, buildings to other buildings, right? And on the campus. But nothing that's supposedly old buildings, but or old tunnels, but these could have been old tunnels that were just given a facelift, much like we see on the outside of old buildings, right? So who knows? Yeah, I mean, you know, as long as you don't look like a weirdo. You know, I mean, I usually got like a hoodie and a backpack and a ball cap on anyways, and I'm just going to look like a student, you know, with a book bag kind of a deal. Oh, okay, Terry. See, I didn't know that. Terry's just filling me in here with the skinny, giving me the 411 on the bit shoots and the rumbles, and I have a lot of technical issues lately. Really? Okay. Yeah, because I have noticed that, yeah, like I said, you know, on BitChute for sure, I've gone from between 100 and 200 views, depending on the video, right? You know, the vintage footage videos tend to get more views on BitChute, than the boots on the ground, but it's the opposite here on the YouTubes. So go figure. But yeah, it's gone from between 100 and maybe 200 views on one of those videos down to 50, 40, 30-ish in some cases. And Rumble is taking a bit of a dip, but not as much. So yeah, I just thought maybe there's something. Let's put on a tweed jacket, get a pipe. Tweed jacket's got to have the suede elbow patches, the tweed jacket. And you get the pipe going. And
I say,
I don't know why I always have to have a British accent when it's somebody that's sophisticated. I mean, a Canadian university professor would easily just be like, hey, how's she going there, eh, bud? Hey, don't forget your assignments are due next week, eh? Before the end of the semester there, eh, guy? But still rocking the elbow patches, of course. And the tweed jacket. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you know, the sophisticated. You're sophisticated.
I say.
Now, do you have any Grey Poupon, right? Team Heat says, I think the alternative outlets have been compromised, bought out. Yeah. Well, just look at anything else, right? Anything that's kind of fringe and different and a sort of alternative viewpoint. You know, eventually the powers who should not be and their useful idiots will infiltrate it. And then they just make it like Wonder Bread, right? They did the same thing with the blues and jazz and rock and roll when it comes to music, right? Like even pop music. Pop music back in the day used to be like really diverse and different. It was just whatever the majority of people found, you know, was most popular amongst the public, whether it was waltzes and polkas or whatever. You know, and then they're like, hey, that's being successful. Let's go dip our toes in that and siphon all the soul out of it and just make it into a money-making machine. And then it's just has no soul, right? That's what they've done with music. That's what they've done with television and movies. You think a movie like The Godfather could be made today? Forget it. Get the hell out of here. You're crazy if you think they can make The Godfather today. Even Goodfellas, they couldn't make today.
Hey, what are you talking about over here? You trying to say that they couldn't make Goodfellas today? What's the matter with you, huh?
Whoa, sorry, Joe. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
You talking to? I'm over. There's a bank job over in Secaucus. I'm in the weeds, laying down. I'm just trying to take some time to lay low. And I hear you talking this. Well, let's face it, Mutt. You're talking this fucking bullshit about Goodfellas, huh?
Take it easy, Joe. I'm just saying it's so good, but so edgy. It's so out of the norm by today's standards that Martin Scorsese couldn't make that movie today. Well, I mean, he could make it, but you'd have to fund it himself, and yeah, good luck. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well. Hey, you prick you. I almost had you.
Yeah, take it easy. Take it easy. Exactly.
Pardon me, but you have any Grey Poupon?
So yeah, they just it's been compromised, right? It's just like anything else, infiltration. You know, if you try to protect it, well, then again, there's the little sound bites, the little ad hominems that people throw at you. Yeah, your gatekeepers, yeah, throwing rocks at you, right? Gatekeepers. Yeah, good. Keep them gates. Gatekeepers are necessary. Otherwise, you end up with a Disney Star Wars situation. That pile of crap. That's why I'm saying with like these quote unquote trolls, for lack of a better term, you gotta turn over a new leaf. I gotta be tough with them now. I can't default to my Canadian default setting of being polite. You know, you gotta just basically just like get out of here.
What, are you retarded?
It's basically all you can do. So I find it laughable when somebody calls somebody else a shill. We were talking about that earlier in the chat. It's such an overused term now. Oh, that guy's a shill. Like if you just ask people to subscribe to your channel, or even just make sure they're still subscribed. Oh, what a shill. What a sellout. It's ridiculous. God forbid, I make some merch or something. Like if somebody wanted a t-shirt with a picture of my fingers on it going like this or something. Oh, God forbid. Oh, now he's really showing. He's got merch. You know what I mean? Speaking of merch, hang on one sec. Got something here. Oh, jeez, I almost slipped in a puddle of sparkling wine. How'd that get there? Speaking of merch, there we go. There it is. Boom. 101 demolished buildings in Old World, North America. Chris over at Old World Exploration. That's his book. That's his book. So there you go. Go over to Chris's channel, Old World Exploration. He's got the links there for everything. Got it here fast, too. Got it here in like 3 days. And that's like through the holidays, man. Like I even had it sent to a place that isn't my home address because I knew I wouldn't be home for the courier guy. And sometimes the courier guy's a dumbass and just leaves it outside the door and then, it's gone. It's gone, right? Porch pirates grab it and it's gone. So I had them send it to the little convenience store in my neighborhood here. A friend of mine and his dad own the place. And anytime you want parcels, they're like, yeah, just have your parcel sent here. You can pick it up on your way home from work. So boom, Bob's your uncle. So yeah, had it sent there. Boom, a couple of days. I'll agree with that. Team Heat says every Canadian has a Letterkenny side when pushed. Ain't that right, Squint Eastwood? Well, that's right there, bud. Give your balls a tug. Sorry, that's not Letterkenny, though. That's Shoresy. I prefer the Shoresy show, although I do love Letterkenny. Great show. Great show. Yes, go Chris. Old World Exploration. The link in the chat for Chris's channel. While you're at it there, Frankie, you dumbass. Why don't you do that? You got it right there for pity's sake. Just put it on there. Crying out loud. As you can hear my mouse feverishly clicking. Boom. There you go. Yeah, it's a nice sort of coffee table style book, you just leave it sitting out and people are like, what's this? I was showing some people at work. One of my coworkers is a Freemason and he's quite high up in the local Freemasons here. Quite high up. And I was flipping through and showing him, saying, yeah, look at this. Look at this building. I don't know what the hell they tear this down for. He kind of paused for a few moments and he said, yeah, those are some real beauties or whatever, right? And then he says to me, oh, I'll have to take you out and show you, some of the buildings here around the city that I'm, that I know quite well, from being in the Masons. And I kind of I nodded and I was like, yeah, I know the old buildings in the city pretty well too there, buddy. But he said, oh, yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, yeah. I said, I even found that hidden speakeasy underneath the grain exchange building there downtown. And he kind of looked at me and kind of blinked. And then I said, yeah, and there's a tunnel that went from that to the Alberta Hotel and to the Palliser Hotel. And I said, didn't you guys, the Freemasons in Calgary, used to meet at the old Alberta Hotel until you built your lodge? And he kind of paused and blinked again. And he said, yeah, well, that's, yeah, we did. And, yeah, that's, well, that's pretty neat that that speakeasy's under there. And then he's like, well, I better get back to work. And off he went. He's kind of toddled off, right? So, so yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to go probably in the spring and summer. There's a couple of buildings close to where we work there, right? That is, just within a 5-10 minute walk. And there's a few of them, including the old lodge itself, right? And then there's the Carnegie Library and all that, which I've covered all this on the channel, but it'd be interesting to have a Freemason give a tour of some of these buildings. I should actually film it. I'll keep his identity, protected or whatever, but film it and see what he has to say and how he explains away, stuff like, half buried or 3/4 buried windows, that's all that stuff, right? Oh, no. Well, the thought did cross my mind to kind of, again, infiltrate, get in there from the inside. But, it's a lot of work to go through all that rigmarole and all that hokey crap, And I'd get busted for sure. I'd be in there giggling and rolling my eyes and asking too many questions. And they'd be like, what the hell? Who is this guy? Plus the dues is like $500 a year or something like that. It's expensive. Pay to join these clowns. It's bad enough I went to the Shriner Circus so many times as a kid. Yeah, I could run it through. Once I videotape everything, bring it home, I could run it through editing software. I can kind of do a beep, boop, bop, boop, beep on it and do a voice modulator on the guy. Yeah, well, and even then, right, they might get to that, and he's at that degree. Like I said, he's quite high up. Which makes me wonder why he's working where he's working with clowns like me. But anyway, but even then, I think that might just be, okay, we've got it to the top of this little group. Now, that brings you now to degree level number 1 in the next group. And then you got to go through all those song and dance stuff. Who knows, right? Yeah, I keep my fingers crossed behind my back. Yeah, because they don't, see, and that's the thing too, is you're exposing yourself to all kinds of negative stuff, negative energy, I think maybe, that they try to pass off to the lower degrees as, being positive. And, these guys, they raise funds for, burn hospitals and stuff for kids and all. And yeah, and that's true, The Shriners help with the kids that are amputees from the farming equipment accidents and all that. Sure. But hell, even the Hells Angels do toys for tots and stuff. It's good PR, right? You gotta have your PR. So what else do I got coming up here? Let's see, what do we cover? We covered Vincent's project with the New West Reset map on Google Maps, which is quite amazing. I'll have one more last quick little peekaboo on that. So if you're late joining in, you can see what I was talking about here. What Cousin Vinny's done is he's taken the goggle machine, the map of Canadian land there, and he's gone to Alberta, and he's gone down to Calgary, and he's linked up, or he's linked wherever you see my icon here is a spot that I've hit boots on the ground and filmed here in Calgary. And when you click on it, it opens up this side window and it shows you the address. It gives you a little blurb like the video title and the link. And when you click on that link, it opens up a new tab up top, takes you right to the video. So I thought that was really, really cool. So that a lot of these are the buildings that are all in the same video. Like if I do a little mudflood walkabout tour, they're connected with a yellow line. And I've done projects, like I did one with Bernie, Crypto Alchemist, up at the Heart House. So that's on here as well. And later on, we'll when we get together, I'll get you to show me how to do it, maybe, Vince. But there's a couple of places that I hit here out of town because I have done a couple. I was done a couple of road trips. And I've hit a couple of these little towns in and around here when I was visiting family. So I'm going to have to figure out how to pop those in here too. But yeah, so link for this in the chat. Bingo, bongo, bango. There it is. And yeah, you can check it out. Did a great job. And thanks again, Vince. Really, really appreciate all that hard work. And again, he'll be modest and say, oh, it's easy. Maybe for a guy who's good with the magical computing boxes, but me, not so much. So other projects that I've got in the works coming up for the show through this into this new year. Just spoke of road trips. Going to be taking a trip up to Edmonton. I've already got it basically planned out. I wanted to do this past summer, but there was too much going on. And basically the summer got ahead of me and I didn't get a chance to. So definitely going to be taking a trip up to the provincial capital up there in Edmonton. And I'm going to do probably 2 videos. I'm going to do a mudflood walkabout tour of basically a bunch of old world buildings that I know of that are in the older part of the city that I used to live in when I lived up in Edmonton. And then I'll do a separate video on the legislature grounds and the Capitol building up there, because that thing's a mind bender. In fact, I need a drink just thinking about it. Cheers. Happy New Year to you. This is delicious.
New West Reset, Frankie Fingers. Well, it's nice to be recognized over here. Happy New Year. That's a beautiful thing. Happy New Year to all you out there.
I love the way you walk. I love the way you...
Yes. Cheers to you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm going to be doing a look into Calgary. I talked earlier in the stream here in the show about that sort of duality of being very familiar with my city, but then realizing maybe not so much, because as I'm exploring and looking into, when I do boots on the ground, I'm finding out all kinds of new stuff. And doing these live streams has helped with that too. And a while ago, I touched briefly on something that a city planner had wanted to do with the city of Calgary. Now, I did a little bit more of a deep dive on it, and I'm really excited about that. So that is actually going to be next week's live show. It'll be the first one of the new year. So that'll be New West Reset Live episode 47, which will be on January the 5th. I'm super excited about that because this is the most cockamamie thing that I found out about Calgary in a long, long time. So definitely excited about that. So that'll be coming up next week. What else is coming up here with the channel? Going to continue to do the boots on the ground Actually, you know what? I got a question for you. It's time to turn the tables on the Q&A here. I got a question for you. Normally, boots on the ground video every Sunday, as I mentioned. Then every Wednesday, you get your midweek vintage footage. And then every Friday, live stream. A guy's kicking around the idea of flipping the Sunday and the Friday and doing the live streams on the Sunday. and the boots on the ground video upload on the Friday. Now, let me know what you think about that in the box, or if you're watching this upload after the fact, let me know down in the, what do the kids say? Comment your comments in the comments. Let me know. You know, just kind of beep, boop, bop, boop, beep down there on the old keyboard. Yeah. Make it do this. And let me know what you think. I mean, I'm good either way. But the nice thing about Sunday is it gives me a broader window. I can do some earlier shows. I can do some sort of midday shows. I can do some evening shows, and I can maybe bounce around a little bit. Because I know there's a huge swing with the time zones and everything. So for example, right now, anybody that's watching it's like 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning or something like that, right? Which is very often, which I really appreciate. But if I can reciprocate somehow and bounce around a little bit by going live on Sunday instead of Friday, so let me know. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it is ultimately it is up to me. Sure, of course, it's my show, my channel, but you know, just want to plant the seed. Just put the bug in your ear. That sounds terrible. I don't want to put a bug in your ear, but you know what I'm saying. Just kind of put the idea out there. Let me know. I mean, nothing's going to be immediate change, anyways. If I do change. So yeah, the road trip. What else did I talk about? Vincent's project. I've got some great photos that I shared for some artwork that came in from Jabberoo Joe. Next week's show, yeah, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be crazy. Yeah, I think that's all the news that I've got. Coming up on 3 hours here. We've been like 5 minutes before the hour, roughly. So how about we say we end it right around the 3 hour mark. So if, for the next 5 minutes or so, again, in the box, if you have any questions for me for the Q&A, let me know. I really appreciate all your questions, by the way. And I mean, try to answer them best I could. Some of them you really sent a guy's noodle for a flip. Well, yeah, I mean, come on, that's an institution. I mean, literally and figuratively. But yeah, I can remember me and my grandparents used to take my parents, respectively when they were kids, right? And my aunties and uncles and whatnot. And my parents took us kids, and my aunties and uncles took my cousins. And sometimes we'd go together as a group, 20 of us or something. I don't have children of my own, but my sister and brother-in-law have kids, and I've taken them to the Shrine Circus. I mean, it is what it is. It's a thing. I mean, I love kicking off the weekend with you folks here and doing a Friday. It's a fun time, and I appreciate you spending the time. Like if it's your Friday night or Friday evening as well, and you're spending it here with me, that's fantastic. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. I mean, you could be out doing anything on a Friday night. You could be having a few of these, some wobbly pops or some giggle water. Let's polish this off here. Let's polish this off. I got a very fine suggestion here. Let's look back one more quick glass. Yes. Okay, that's about what I've got left. Whoa. Oh, that was close. She almost went over the rim again. I got half splash left in here. I've been filling her up here too, I'm not doing the hoity-toity thing where they fill it up halfway. Like them highfalutin folks do, Cheers to you, by the way. Again, Happy New Year. Yeah, 2 days early, but what the heck?
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year.
Ha 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 ha! Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks.
My English stinks. All right, let's finish this off here. I'm just gonna finish off this bottle of get this sparkling bubbly and just gonna have a little drinky pull and just finish. This is gonna finish this thing off here a little bit. I got about a little bit. Oh, here the cops are coming to get me for public drunkenness. I got too pickle-lated. Frankie got too pickle-lated, and now the man is coming to throw me in the drunk tank. They're gonna throw me in the drunk tank. In the drunk tank is where I'm gonna be. On the Pappy Snooner. Oh, yes. That's good stuff. A couple minutes left on the clock. Finish her off with a nice smoke. Don't smoke, kids. That's exactly right, Chief. Chief got the fire truck out. Better cruise by old Frankie's. He's been getting into the sauce tonight. Better make sure he's not getting that cow to kick over a lantern. Oh, that's another project I'm working on. I just reminded my own self. Well, I just rattled his own mason jar and knocked a few things loose. Oh, excuse me for burping, drunkie. But not really. I'm fine. But a while back, way while back, more than a year ago back, I think, one of my earliest live streams, I did a little bit of an investigation and the link between the Great Chicago Fire and the Great Calgary Fire. And there was a name that popped up that lived in Chicago when there was the Chicago Fire, lived in Calgary during the Great Calgary Fire, and did a live stream about that. We've been looking a little bit more into that too. So that's a project that I'm working on that you're going to see coming up here in the new year, 2024 as well. Oh, that's right. I better not say mason jar. Well, you know what I mean. Right? You're drink my liquor from an old fruit jar. How about I say jam jar? Preserves jar. Got all the first responders showing up to Frankie's place just to be on the safe side. Eddie Murphy. Yeah, he was one of the great. He was one of the greats. Eddie Murphy. Beverly Hills Cop and all that, and all the stand-up. Good stuff. Did you ever see the bit that Eddie Murphy used to do where we started doing stand-up comedy and Bill Cosby phoned him to give him hell for cursing so much? That was a great bit that Eddie Murphy used. That was early in his career, right? Because Bill Cosby basically, like, this is back before Bill Cosby was caught doing his stuff, right? He was doing stand-up. He didn't swear. He didn't really curse that much, if at all. Right? Charlie Murphy. What are the 5 things to say to the face? Slap. But yeah, supposedly Eddie Murphy did this bit where Bill Cosby caught wind of Eddie Murphy's comedy, but didn't like all his cursing, so he phones him up to give him hell over the phone. So he's like, yeah, so Bill Cosby called me, and he's like, I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you're saying in your show. Now, you see, you don't need all that filth and flour and foul filth in the show to make the people laugh and have a good time. Right? It was all that kind of stuff. It was hilarious. See, I can't do an impression of Eddie Murphy, and I can't do an impression of Bill Cosby, but I can do the mediocre impression of Eddie Murphy doing an impression of Bill Cosby. I suppose close as I'm going to get. That's right. Speaking of shill, let's see. There you go. Now, Bill Cosby back in the day would do commercials for anything. You got the Kodak film and the pudding pops and the Coca-Cola. Right? Bill Cosby would do a commercial for anything. Who's that drunk guy on Andy Griffith? Yeah, who was that guy? He was like the town drunk guy. Otis. Right. He was the town drunk. Every town back then, you had to have the town drunk. And back further, when your town was smaller and it was just a village, you had to have the village idiot. You get the village idiot and you work your way up to the town drunk. Thank you very much, H1. Take care. Says got a crash. Night, y'all. Thank you very much for shooting in. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. Thanks a lot. It's going to be about that time. The guy's gone over because I've been goofing around with the goofy voices and the mediocre celebrity impressions. And yeah, it's been a marathon show here. Still 14 of you watching on the YouTubes. And all of you that are watching over on the Rumble as well, thank you very much. Tuning in and joining us. 5 on the Rumbles watching. Hello, thank you. Great to see all of you. Really appreciate it. Happy New Year to all of you. So yeah, getting ready to wind it down here tonight. Mayberry, that's right. I'm not much of a whistler, if you couldn't tell. Got too much into the booze, and now I can't wet my whistle, because how dry I am. Anyway, enough goofing around. So once again, thank you very much for joining me here tonight for the show. New West Reset Live, episode 46, the New Year celebration, a couple of nights early. So I appreciate you ringing in the New Year 2 days early with yours truly. It's great to see all of you here. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, give a guy one of those. And again, make sure you're still subscribed to not only my channel, but all the channels that you thought you were subscribed to. Go check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Shenanigans going on. So I think that is going to seal the deal here for tonight. Frankie, New West Reset, and the New Year celebration. Again, links for everything in the description below. And I will also put the link for the New West Reset location map on the Goggle Maps that Vincent worked so hard on. And I'm going to post in my community page, I'm going to post sharing the 2 photos that Jabaroo Joe created here. Put that up there as well. And over on the MeWe. So again, links for everything in the description. So again, thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate all of you shooting in and joining me. And thank you for all your support, not only in this past year, but in the past few years since I started this thing. Really, really appreciate it. It's always great to spend a little bit of time with you live here. You know, it's great interacting in the comments and the video upload, but live in real time is a lot of fun, and you're a great bunch. And I really, really appreciate all of you having a good time and, you know, basically humoring a guy with, just let Frankie go off with his stupid voices. Don't encourage him too much, but throw a dog a bone. I really appreciate it. So until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right, everybody. And once again, Happy New Year. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
New West Reset, Frankie Fingers. Well, it's nice to be recognized over here. Happy New Year. That's a beautiful thing. Happy New Year to all of you out there.
I love the way you walk.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma.